got to kind of dominate Bobby Big Balls in that last game. It was a very close set, but he really closed it out strong. So
Yeah.
looks like we're going to jump right into it. And here we go.
I
We get
almost
started.
thought it was hand warmers still at the very, very start. So, yep, LSD.
So LSD.
Oh man, he has such a solid game plan with Falcon, right? You can see that like the way he moves, he's not swinging too much, and he's not just dash dancing too much. It's making it really hard for him to just get hit. But the moment he gets hit one time, is that all
Wow,
it takes?
that's disgusting. So I have a theory here, right? I think actually every Marth player is cheating. It's not fair. It's not fair that they get to have their game plans so well flushed out by Zane. It's
Right.
literally cheating. They just
Honestly,
get to copy Zane, and it's not. What are we supposed to do? What are the rest of us supposed to do?
It's funny because Marth have always had this forever, right? Like back in the day, they could just copy Ken, and then they could just copy Mewtwo King, then they could just copy PPMD, and then they could just copy Zane. They've always had a top 1, 2, or 3 player to just copy from, right? And oh my god.
Wow. And LSD's showing it, right? He's using a lot of those that Zane has popularized in this matchup in particular.
Right, right.
Zane recently went on a little tirade in SCL about how important Nair in place is to limit Falcon's movement. And LSD's showing that in spades here, and showing how he can do the approaching Nairs or the drift back Nairs to make it really hard for Gahtzu to find his footing.
Yep, and not being predictable afterwards. A lot of, oh my god, I was just about to say, a lot of Mars fall into a trap of doing the Nair and the dash back every single time, and Falcons can just overshoot a stomp and kill you for it, right? That's what we just saw right there. But the interaction beforehand, LSD actually did Nair in place and dashed forward, and then you just dash under Falcon and take center stage, right? So it's like a lot of play to be done there like before and after the Nair, and looks like both players are playing both sides of the mix-up here. So Gahtzu ties it back up right away.
Yeah, and again, like the last set with Gahtzu, we're just seeing such precision with the punish game. Is that it? Is he just dead here?
Oh,
he misses
and just barely messes it up.
Oh, okay, he gets the back air.
Oh my god.
Oh, he landed.
That's enough. And
yeah, okay.
Yep. Dude, I love the Gahtzu's punish game is like the perfect balance of like reaction based and read based, right? He'll like react, go for one read, and if he gets it right, he kills you, and he gets it right a lot of the times, right? So it's like he either like throws in a tech read or he throws in a jump read or something, right? Or an edge guard read where he's just like, you're gonna fall down and drift here, boom, I'm gonna like thread preemptive back air. And every read he's made, so first of all, it seems like he just guessed right 100% of the time that game, but every time he did guess right, it killed him, right? So that's why he's killing him off one opening. It's because it's like one opening at 45%, I'm gonna make a read, and if I get it right, you're dead, right? So.
Right. And the other thing I'll say about that, completely agree with everything you said. On top of that is the times he's going for the read, he's not going for the same kind of read. Not only is he not going for the same read, sometimes it's the jump read, sometimes it's the DI read, you know, and it's so scary.
Yep, we just saw LSD throw out 4 up tilts in place, I think, while Gahtzu was dash dancing in front of him. So, love the mix-ups.
Oh my god, what a closeout.
Yep.
That falling up air where he gets to land and throw the F smash right away. Really clean.
That's actually also kind of a new thing where Marth, like, they used to always get the tipper up air, and then they figured out how to use the soft up air to their advantage.
Yeah.
That is not a new thing at all. Up air, knee, you can find it in 2004 combo videos. Still the tried and true.
Hey, if it works.
Yep, exactly. Sometimes GI mix-ups are that simple, right? You hold in, I get to kill you with up air, knee, so. Oh, stop.
Now, so one of the things we've talked about is LSD is doing a great job of like limiting the movement options that Falcon has and challenging his approaches. And one of the things I really like that I'm seeing from Gahtzu is sometimes he challenges that with like dash dancing and movement. Other times he just challenges it by crouching and saying, "Hey, come to me."
Yep.
So cool to see different approaches to solve the same problem. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's actually something we were talking about with the S2J set about all his like innovative crouch options and stuff, and it's not like Gahtzu doesn't have those, right? So when we see him like mix up the movement with just like crouch dash forward grab or something, right? Then you have to be, oh my god, no fastball mix up there. Like everyone thought he was landing it half a second sooner, and that half a second's the difference between getting a huge punish and getting grabbed, right? So unfortunately he gets reversal out of his own combo, but man, what an opening. And he jumps. LSD closing out stocks just as efficiently, right? Like this is both brutal punish games. Gets to 4th row.
Yeah, and these brutal combo games, they're so important, right? Like, it doesn't matter how good you're playing neutral. If you're getting out comboed really hard, you just lose.
Yep. That
Oh.
was a sick, like, that combo went into a slide off, right? Like, Gahtzu did slide off instant up air, and LSD was just able to space around it. Like, he's just like, who cares if you slide off? I have a giant sword. And he did, like, forward air forward smash and just, like, gets him off stage right away. So,
Yeah, exactly.
brutal.
Yeah, that was oof, right.
Yeah.
Interesting to note, in a best of 5, LSD chose to go to Pokemon before FD, so he still has that FD counter pick open to him if he wants to use it later on in the set.
Yeah. Yeah, so Ooh, in fact, we see Gahtzu
Uh,
going there. I was going to say, it's definitely not as brutal of a counter pick for Falcon as it is for Spacies. You don't get to chain grab him at 0. You still have to do the forward throw stuff at the start and detect chasing. Marth tends to like just the neutral game of dash dancing on the ground, but so does Falcon, right? They both are dash dancing hella fast and stuff. So,
Oh.
no. He actually didn't even need to grab the ledge, so kind of unfortunate that he has these trying to grab the ledge.
That's the homie stock from the last set. You're welcome, Bobby.
Right, exactly.
Ooh, what an up tilt to catch the stomp.
Yup, no jump still. This is basically a guaranteed edge guard, and he does close it out, so very efficient. Couple mistakes by Gahtzu that just have cost him a stock like at really low percents. And that's where like oh my god, you tend to not care too much if you SD and it's just even, but after you lose the next stock, that's when you start having those thoughts. You're like, man, what if I had an SD to stock go, right? But we find a CC grab into a brutal punish, down throw knee, gets the DI in on the down throw.
I didn't know.
I think the DI matters. I think Falcon just gets down throw knee no matter what you do here. So
yeah, and so quickly we're back to 2 stocks apiece. Even oh, what a great way to close that out. I thought he was going to go for like a down tilt or something, and it was going to be awkward, but he just finds the dare immediately.
Yeah, that's actually the second stock we've seen Gahtzu lose because he's just ledge stalling too long between stocks. And like, of course your opponent's going to be able to challenge it while they're invincible. Like they lose nothing by throwing out a down tilt. Oh my god!
No. So that was 2 actual SDs and then 2 like really awkward between stock interactions that you know you can't call it an SD, but like it's some sort of flub in there as well. So
yeah, like
really,
LSD only killed him twice, and he only killed him while he was invincible. So pretty efficient.
yeah, tough game for Gahtzu, but he's gonna run it back, and maybe we can see a little bit cleaner approach this time around.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, his actual gameplay was so clean, right? Like he closed out that last stock with just like a really clean back air off stage. He gets a crouch, dash out of crouch backwards. I love seeing dash out of crouch in neutral instead of just in tech chasing, right? Because that's kind of how it started, is you crouch in tech chase, and then people realize that you can just crouch in neutral and then just be hella fast out of it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, no, and in that position in particular, I love it so much because the crouch was so strong. If LSD tries, if LSD had tried to drift in for that fair, it would have been insane to have the crouch. And then when he does drift back, you're able to still punish it with the grab. That's so good.
Yep, exactly. Oh, and he has no jump here either. So, he doesn't get the fair in the direction he wants. So gets a second lease on life, which he cashes in on immediately. See if he gets this edge guard. Yep, that's the IBDW thing.
Yeah.
You fake the Marth killer, and then you just go out there and hit him. Why is he doing? It's so difficult for no reason. He actually did invincibly stall through a down tilt or two there, and it's like, man.
Yeah, those hack stashes, pretty impressive.
Yeah.
All right, he gets the F smash. That's going to clean it back up, bring it back to 3 stocks apiece. But Gahtzu was able to build up quite a percent lead here. Let's see if he can cash in.
And in this matchup, it almost feels like you have a health bar, right? Because like Falcon has kill confirms off of grab, starting at like 60 to forever. So this isn't like one of those matchups like we were talking about with Marth versus Spacies before, where it's like, if you get him high enough percent, now it's hard to kill him. No, Falcon will always kill you once you get the high percent. So he just needs to get you to 60, and he's very happy about that. So now he just needs to find a hit, and he
gets a oh my god! Oh, but he doesn't make it back. Okay. It was sick, and I think if he'd been a couple pixels closer, it would have been. He would have been able to make it back, but not quite there.
I think Gahtzu realized when he missed a strong knee that he might have to kill himself to close out the edge guard, and then if he doesn't kill himself to close out the edge guard, he might just die and get reversal. So I think obviously he wanted to live to like soft knee.
Sure.
But I also think he's okay just being like, you know what, I have to take the risk and might kill
myself. Yeah, he was able. He was willing to go for the all in there.
Ooh, this is like LSD has this DI where he just DIs in on the down throw, and then the up air reverses, and it looks like it's caught Gahtzu off guard a couple times, where he like wants to forward momentum up air, but then reverses, and then kind of screws him up. Gets the reverse knee that time. We saw him miss it earlier, but Gahtzu's kind of cleaning up a lot of the mistakes he was making, and I actually think that LSD was like slightly mistiming the down tilts. I don't think that was just Gahtzu being perfect 3 times in a row, right? That's kind of the big thing with like how you ledge stall and stuff. You can make it hard for your opponent to hit you, even outside of just being invincible. You can be out of range and stuff, right? So.
Ooh.
Oh!
I don't know how. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's another like one of these like defensive optimizations where like LSD goes for the conversion. He went for forward air grab. That was a combo back in 2005 all the way until 2013, right? And then he went for forward air grab, and Gahtzu just takes the forward air and double jumps out and stomps and kills you for going for the grab, right? So it's like you have to be so sure that your like opening conversions at 0% are actually true conversions. Because if you're off by just a couple frames, you get stomped and you die for it, right? And yeah, it's crazy to think that like, why did you die? Because I hit my opponent with a forward air and I thought I can convert into grab and I couldn't, right? So that's like...
Yeah, and so am I counting this right? Does that take us to game 5?
Yeah, it's 2-2 at this point. We traded games on FD in kind of a silly fashion. So now it's going to be LSD's counter pick. That's his reward for watching a Gahtzu kill himself twice the first time on FD. And so yeah, we're not going to go back to FD, and we're not going to go back to Pokemon. And kind of interesting that Pokemon is now a Marth counter pick as a result of freezing it. Back in the days, that was kind of good at Falcon stage, just because Falcon does dumb stuff on the rocks, you know. So yeah.
So if you're LSD here, are you thinking Yoshi's or Fountain, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, definitely one of those two, probably based on preference. Fountain is probably the stronger one, but a lot of people just don't like the stage, so not surprised to see him go here. I think it messes up Marth less than it messes up a lot of other characters, so he's probably just more down to just go here, and it messes up Falcon a lot. This is another one, I kind of talked about this earlier on the Yoshi story game.
Oh my god.
Oh, is that it? No, okay. This is hard to convert because Falcon gets to hold down the entire time and he gets to tech. Exactly, yeah. So it's like kind of a scary position, but as Falcon, you know that you have a lot of defensive counterplay by holding down, and that Marth doesn't get like super free conversions.
Ooh, and he pressed L there for the roll up just a couple frames early, otherwise he would have been able to ledge hog and take the stock.
Yeah. Oh, gets the forward air. Oh my god, perfect DI twice in a row. Those are ones like little forward airs where if you DI incorrectly, you die immediately. Gahtzu goes for the drop zone up air and
the dare! How did it miss? How? That should have hit. No. Okay, we got a little bit of spaghetti here.
Gahtzu goes for the utmost all the time. He doesn't care if he might mess it up, and he does mess it up sometimes. But he's always going for the what he is deemed to be the appropriate thing in that play, right? So it's cool to watch because like you know it's hard to do, and you know it's hard to do because you've seen him mess it up. So when he gets it right, you know there was risk involved, right? Like. Oh, I love that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I just love the commitment to the game plan that Gahtzu's showing us right now. He just will not, like, he's relentless, right? He won't back off. He won't slow down. I think we've seen in a couple places LSD has, like, pulled back on a couple of his, like, go-to conversions because he's seen Gahtzu punish him. And Gahtzu just doesn't care. He just keeps going on it.
Yeah, I think so, too, that, like when he messes up his conversions, it's because he messed up. When SD messes up, or LSD messes up, oh my god, just down throw knee again.
Wow.
But when LSD messes up his conversions, it's because Gahtzu had defensive counterplay that LSD wasn't ready for, right? So it's like, oh, my forward air grab didn't convert because he jumped out. That's a different problem than I missed my jump, right? Like, so it makes sense that Gahtzu's just like deemed that his game plan is correct and he's down to stick to it. Oh, and he just closes out another
Oh my god.
Jeez,
yeah, and
that's
it.
We see Gahtzu just end in such a dominant